Hello everybody, I am the voice Craig Anderson, and you're listening to Dirt Sheet Mania, Episode 5. Hello everybody and welcome back to Dirt Sheet Mania. I am, as always, the voice Craig Anderson, alongside the Director of Creativity, Kieran Smith. Hi Kieran.
None of you can see this, but he's trying to point to me right now.
I did.
He's too far away from me.
Just like the Wrestlemania sign.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Got to learn that pointing.
I do. Guys, it's been a very busy week in the world of WWE. We had, of course, had the Elimination Chamber Sunday with huge ramifications on WrestleMania. We've had Monday Night Raw, Smackdown, and we've also had other bits and bobs, 205 Live Mixed Match Challenge, and all sorts going on in the world of WWE, as well as, well, especially last week on the Wednesday, a huge NXT, which we will briefly talk about in the bridge segment, so do listen out for that. We're going to start tonight with the Elimination Chamber, followed by Raw, then a few tidbits, Hall of Fame, etc., and then we will finish, as always, with Smackdown Live. So Kieran, let's start with the Elimination Chamber Sunday. Me and you watched it together with your brother Jamie, the Ginger Ninja. If you watch the pop it over on old Instagram, you get a little video.
I appreciate that very, very much.
Oh, he did. What did you think of, off the bat, just a quick reflection on the pay-per-view before we go through our guesses and predictions? Of course, I won last month at the Royal Rumble. Yeah. I won that pay-per-view, but it was 1-0 in pay-per-views, but it was 7-5 in predictions. So you're playing catch up.
I won this one though, didn't I?
You did. You did.
Only just. It was 6-5, was it?
You won 6-5.
System we were doing.
You won. No, we'll go through the point system. You won 6-5. Yeah. So it's one pay-per-view each. But I am 1 point ahead still, if you count them together.
Well,
so
1 point on aggregate.
1 point aggregate. I do like that.
Let's use a football analogy.
Well, let's do it. We love football, don't we? So Elimination Chamber. We'll go through how you thought about it after we've gone through the point system. Yeah. Let's go through the matches super quick. We started with the very first women's Elimination Chamber. Massively groundbreaking match for them. I'm going to go on a limb and say it wasn't that good.
I would say it wasn't that good. I think it was a good show opener for a first match.
Do you think Women's Rumble should have been on first, or because of the Ronda thing?
No. I think the women's elimination should have gone on first.
Same, and I'm glad it did.
Because the men's Rumble went on first last time, and obviously we get why the women's Rumble went on first.
Yeah,
I think that the men's elimination chamber had a lot more star power in it.
Yeah, it did. And to be respectful as well to the women, the men's elimination chamber had more people, because of the men are still being, at this point, will still be main event at WrestleMania. Unfortunately, whether women want to accept that or not, it does have huge ramifications to the upper card, if you may, of WrestleMania. We had 3 guesses here, the elimination chamber for the women. We had the winner, effectively the runner-up, and the first eliminated. So I'll go through mine. I said that Mickie James, I think, would be first out. Spoiler, she wasn't. I said that the last 2 would be Sasha and the winner would be Alexa. What did you say, Kieran?
I had Mandy Rose out first, and I think I had Bayley out as runner-up.
Runner-up, okay.
And then Alexa to win.
So we actually both got 2 points.
Yeah, we did.
Because we both said Alexa would win.
I got Mandy Rose out first, who has the honourable title of being first eliminated in the Rumble and in an Elimination Chamber match.
Was she first out of the Rumble?
First out in the Rumble.
Wow.
As well.
Okay. Wow. Homework. Yeah. So she was out first, so I lost that one for Mickie, even though I remember after we did the guesses, you were like, okay, that's not a bad guess, Craig, and Mickie James out first. Yeah. I made a really good point, but no, fair play. Mandy Rose was out first. And then that was where your point came in. We both got a point for Alexa Bliss to win, which she did. And you said Bayley runner-up, I said Sasha. Even though Bayley hit a huge move off the top of the pod, she then got rolled up. So Sasha was the last one in with Alexa. So
obviously in this match as well, Sasha turned on Bayley.
Kieran's using the inverted commas, if you may.
It wasn't a turn at all. It was just Sasha being Sasha.
It was
doing what she did at the Rumble, and
she eliminated Bayley from the Rumble as well. Yeah. And the thing is with Sasha is, and we'll get to Raw later on, guys, just after we've done the point system. But the thing with Sasha is, even if she quote unquote turns heel, I don't think that's a bad thing. I've said before, I think Sasha is a far better heel than she's a babyface. She's the boss, for Christ's sake.
Sasha's just trying to look for a way to be better and to get the advantage over Bayley, because I'd say in kayfabe terms they're quite similar in terms of what level they are. I think they can both beat each other. I mean, this may be a bit too much, but they're almost like Stone Cold and The Rock. Which is better? Everyone's got their favourite.
They have that backwards and forwards element.
Yeah. I'm not saying that they're at that level. No. They're far from that level, but
they have that backwards and forwards. They could, either one could beat either one at any given time.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, that was where our points came from.
Yeah.
So we came out of the first match 2-2.
Yeah,
not a bad start from both of us. I think it was quite a good start.
A bad start. I think it was. I think this is for most of the pay per view. It was quite easy to choose who was going to win.
We're going to skim through the next few because they were very, very easy to guess. Yeah. The Bar versus Titus Worldwide. We both said the Bar.
Yeah.
There was no surprise, no shock there. If Titus Worldwide would have won, then I think we'd have both had egg on our face, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Despite the decent record that the Titus Worldwide has against the Bar.
Yeah, it was a good little match. It was an average match, standard match for the Bar. They could probably wrestle with their eyes closed. So
they could go to work, get a job done, put on the match of the night. They did very well. Asuka versus Nia. We both said Asuka. We both were correct on that occasion.
Yeah, it's a good little match. It was like big woman versus smaller woman, and I think they both played their roles in this match very well.
Oh, excellently. No, absolutely. They've done a great job in building Nia to be a potential threat to Asuka. Yeah. Whereas over on SmackDown, you've got that Ruby Riott versus Charlotte match coming up at Fastlane. Not in 100 years I expect Charlotte to lose that match. Could I have seen Asuka losing this match in some fashion? Maybe.
Yeah, perhaps with a screwy finish, but I think
very screwy.
Having a streak finish at a B
pay-per-view. No, I agree. That's we've said it before. That's just a little issue with the road to WrestleMania where certain talent can't lose, and you can't have her versus, you can't have Charlotte versus, a potential threat in somebody else. You need and in Asuka. You want to keep the two people that you want to face at WrestleMania away from each other, so you have to have them against somebody else, and that's what's going on with those two matches. But yeah, we both said Asuka, which we both won, obviously. The only one we kind of disagreed on during the night was Matt versus Bray.
I think this is where I ultimately won it. Right?
You did, and I very naively guessed Bray Wyatt because I thought he deserved it a bit more because it's Bray. But he lost. Bray won 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. In a throwaway match, really.
It wasn't very much a throwaway match. I quite liked the way this match started. Bray turned up in the ring, then Matt disappeared, started singing. Can't remember what we said, but it was something obsolete in there. So I think it's a phrase that he uses
in TNA. He's a little song, and I will make you obsolete. Yeah, I'm not going to do it because I can't sing.
So unlike Shane McMahon on SmackDown,
Shane could really sing on SmackDown. If you haven't seen SmackDown, go and see Shane sing to Rusev Day.
Yeah. So, it was a good little match. The crowd weren't into it. The crowd were even chanting Rusev Day.
Oh, they were ballers. They were
Beach Ball Mania again.
Oh, okay. I don't care if you don't like the match. I don't care if you're not into the match. But for two professionals to be in the ring, it's so awkward when people don't care about the match. And the thing is though, it's not their fault. It's really not. They've had no momentum. All they've done is giggle at each other for 3 months.
And obviously, it just come from an Asuka Nia Jax match, which I'd say most of the crowd were into, and obviously that big spot with Jax taking out Asuka through the barriers.
Oh, after the match. Yeah. Huge spot. And you're right. You come from a come down. And how bad is it for Bray and Matt? They're in that spot.
That's the unfortunate thing, because obviously the segment after was the Ronda Rousey thing.
And then you got the men's.
This was almost a toilet break, and that's what most people, because it's a 3-hour show.
Gone are the women's toilet breaks.
Yeah,
that really is.
They put on great matches, and sometimes they put on the best matches of the night.
100%. So. No, I couldn't agree more. Well, yeah, you said Bray, I said Matt, and that's where you got your big point. I said Matt, and you said no. I said Matt. You said Matt, and I said Bray.
Yes, well done.
And I lost.
Stop trying to steal points.
I am trying to fiddle it.
Typical gooner.
Typical gooner. Just give us some points, please. We're never going to finish fourth. So yeah, the next bit was a bit of a. I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit of a Mickey take. If you ask me,
it was because we needed to make something of this to get points out of it. So.
And tell the boys and girls what we guessed.
We had to try and work out how many times Ronda Rousey pointed at the WrestleMania side. I went for 3.
So I undercut you.
2.
And there was none.
I
didn't do it once.
No, we even sat there and got my brother Jamie to sit there and say, right, this is the decision on what an actual point is.
The independent adjudicator. We pretty much just stated that you can't, if you look at it, that inner point, you physically have to raise your arm and point at the sign.
If your arm isn't extended.
Fully extended. I don't want to bend in that arm. Saying that, there was a lot on SmackDown this last week.
Yeah.
If we started doing them for each show, there'd be a lot.
There's a few people that pointed at the WrestleMania side that weren't technically pointing at it; they were pointing above it. So they need to work on it.
Yeah.
Need some training. Go back to the performance center.
So we go into the main event with me one behind. I want to say it's one.
Let's go quickly on the Ronda Rousey thing. Just
we should really.
We should.
Sorry, I've literally just concentrated on our little point system a little bit. Yeah. So moving on to the actual point of the Ronda Rousey contract signing. We got to the point where, Ronda's there, like Triple H and Stephanie are there, Kurt's there. Obviously we're in this point now where Ronda's about to sign.
Yeah.
And you see kind of out the corner of your eye, like Kurt and Triple H kind of having a bit of disagreement. And then Ronda's like, Kurt, you got something to say?
Yeah, first off, Ronda was a bit shaky on the mic to begin with.
I'd be terrified.
There's 15,000 people there, wherever it was.
I should say she did. I know we're jumping the gun, but she did much better on Raw the next night.
Yeah,
much better.
Yeah, she did.
And I think over time,
I think she got better just in this promo. I think she got better through the night.
I think so.
It sounded like she was talking from the heart. I think the fans helped her enough.
I thought she was going to cry at one point.
Yeah, when the fans started cheering her name.
Yeah.
I think that gave her a bit of confidence and made her feel settled.
Yeah. Like she felt like she deserves to be.
Yeah, and she
there was a few boos. I'm not. There was a sprinkling of boos.
There will always be boos for her because she's almost coming in and taking a spot straight away.
Yeah, no.
But she said in her promo that she doesn't want to be given, all these big matches. She just wants to earn the right to be in that ring. And I thought, perfect promo, perfect words.
Straight off the bat,
and she wants to earn her place there.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it leads on to Kurt saying stuff.
Yeah, Kurt kind of then drops in and starts saying, I don't want to swear.
Triple H compared the signing to what Kurt Angle was 20 odd years ago.
And I tell you, the second he said that, I think we turned at each other and went, well, that's WrestleMania sorted.
Yeah.
I said, I think we both said straight away that it would be Ronda and Kurt versus Triple H and Stephanie. Okay, what happened for the rest of this and then what happened on Raw, I think we're definitely going in that direction. Certainly now, that seems to be the most obvious sort of thing. So Kurt then sort of, Triple H, basically butters up Kurt, gives him a massive compliment saying basically this is the last time this sort of happened. It was you, mate, back in 96.
Yeah, I think it was like 98, 97, 98.
I think he officially debuted in 1999.
Yeah.
And then, so
it was about 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was a hell of a long. Yeah, well, that's how long ago it was. And then Kurt just starts going, well, Ronda, I think it's great how you're all getting on with each other, considering what Triple H and Stephanie said backstage. Wow, we can't wait to get Ronda to sign because we'll own the B. And I was like, okay, now I don't really know either, but Kurt basically goes on to run Triple H and Stephanie down even more.
Yeah, it's like he was grassing them up to the hardest kid in school sort of thing.
A little bit, like the big bullet, they picked on me. Eventually, after Kurt done it a few more times, Triple H got him down the aisle. Ronda was staring Stephanie down the barrel. And eventually, Ronda put Triple H through a table.
Yeah, and what I liked about this is that she was obviously she pushed Steph against the rope. Steph was playing like, don't hurt me.
Yeah, she definitely played like that,
and that was good. But the facial expressions that Ronda had, to see that switch from being happy to be there to being legit, like fighter, like you can see the look in her face, and you'd be scared of that if that was.
I'd be terrified. And my I guess there's a kind of a criticism to an extent is that it happens with Nia Jax a little bit. Is that she's too smiley.
Yeah,
she's a heel. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But Ronda had that intensity there.
Yeah, that switch. Yeah. She can come out. She can high five the little girls and in the crowd. She can high five the guys, the girls, whatever. And then, but when it's time to go to work, she can go.
Yeah,
she can go. And I like that. I
like that. And then obviously Triple H come in the ring, and then she got. Was it a suplex? It was like
I thought she was. It looked like a back suplex type of or side suplex.
Yeah, maybe
either way, she did it very well. And
probably something like judo throw or something like that.
Like a hip toss or something. Yeah. No, I think she did it really well. That table broke into a fucking million pieces.
And then Stephanie gave one of her vicious slaps after.
Then she stared her down.
Ronda's face after was.
That was the stare.
Yeah, it was just like she knew she messed up.
Yeah, she screwed up.
But I like that. I think it's a good little segment. It set it off. It teased something for WrestleMania, and I think ultimately that's what it needed to do. It didn't need to be anything big. There didn't need to be any more physical altercation other than what happened there. Just something small to set it up.
We move on to the men's Elimination Chamber match, was the main event of the show. Very good main event. The three people that started, you guessed this as well. We should say earlier in the night we were sort of talking about who's going to start with Miz, and you just said straight away Miz and Finn, and I thought, well, actually,
Miz, Finn, and Seth.
Sorry, Seth and Finn, as opposed to starting with Miz. Yeah. Because they're, you know, at the end of the day, they've got, you know, they're great engines on them. Great workhorses. And they were. So, we come to the guesses. To win the match, we both said Roman.
Yeah. I think that was easy. It could have swerved us.
We'd have been, you know, when we're doing this competitive guessing, we really need to just, you know, don't go with the heart, go with the head, and we did. Yeah. Runner up, you said Cena.
I said Seth.
Oh, I said Cena.
You said Cena.
You said Seth. I said Cena. First eliminated, I had made a very bold and ballsy prediction in Elias. And you said Miz.
I said Cena.
Oh, you said Cena.
And I said because they just want that focus on Cena to know that he doesn't have. But they did do that.
They did do that. Yeah,
when Cena did get eliminated, he was sitting on the steps and he was like, "Oh no, what do I do?"
You were 50% right in the fact that what happened. You were correct, but just in the wrong place where he got eliminated. So first out, it was Miz.
Yeah. And
then, but you know, I think Elias was next out, wasn't he?
Yes.
I was so close. Yeah. I was gutted. The longer that match went on, I thought this is a real.
See, ultimately, what happened, I think we did sort of discuss it, was that Braun eliminated 5 people from this match, and ultimately, normally in a normal 6-man elimination, he would have won it.
He'd have won. Yeah.
And he would have eliminated every single opponent.
Yeah,
but because obviously he was a 7-man, Roman being the last man, Roman ultimately got the victory. But I still think Braun comes out of this strong because he eliminated 5 people. He took a couple of spears, a couple of Superman punches. But yeah, I think it was a good little match. Braun dominated. They all teamed up to try and take out Braun.
Which we anticipated.
Braun ended up on top of the pod, and we are hoping for like just a body splash or something off the top.
Did you hear the boos when he just jumped?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it was good. They all got their little bits and live finishes and moves in on each other.
But I said Elias out first. You said Cena. We're both wrong there. Moving on to the last 2 in, I said Cena. You said Seth, and of course it was Braun.
Yeah.
Looking back, I guess it's a good decision. Really, we should have really guessed.
Yeah,
Braun.
I think so. But I think we both sort of sat there and gone, "Well, if they're going to take Braun out, then everyone has to take him out."
Yeah, I think our theory was
got to make Roman look strong. And
it'll make him look strong, brother.
It made sense of Roman to have Braun last.
And obviously Braun won. So we just got a point from that.
Yeah.
So you won 5-4.
Was it 5-4, 6-5?
6-5. No, 6-5. You're absolutely correct. 6-5. So yeah, no, fair play to Kieran. 6-5. Which believes I think I'm 14-15 up. I have written it down. I'm 1 up.
14 up.
Well, I'm winning, aren't I?
Yeah, but you said 14-15 up. That doesn't make sense.
Well, I'm winning by 1.
No, but you can't be 14-15 up.
Well, yeah,
you can be 15-14 up.
I'm 15-14 up.
There we go.
Is that better for you?
Yes, that's better for me.
Is that better?
Yeah, that gives my OCD in order.
Would you like me to braid your hair now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's not enough of it.
I'm about to braid Kieran's hair, guys. Coming up next on Dirty Mania, Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, boys and girls. It was a good Raw, I thought, Kieran.
Yeah.
It was a good Raw.
Yeah, I think it was a good Raw. Just to let you know, Craig done a good job of braiding my hair. Super speed.
I think.
Even done my beard.
I think he looks very pretty.
Yeah.
Like, you know, very pretty. Mickey Bliss. We should call them Mickey Bliss because they're very much together again.
Yeah.
They really are.
So Mickey James is full blown heel now, right?
Just like that. Just in this. I mean, they obviously, because Mickey was the first out of the. Oh no, Mandy was, but Mickey had already gone before Alexa came out of the chamber.
Yeah.
So they never had that chance to. Are they friends? Are they not friends? Scenario. So they come out together, and throughout this promo, without this package, they basically badmouth Asuka. Asuka comes out, and Nia jumps from behind. It was a very well played trap by, effectively, you probably say it was Alexa Bliss's idea on a planned trap. And the 3 of them, without giving them an official name or without saying it's a stable, not a stable, they're kind of together.
Yeah, I think it's a loose sort of group.
Even now, Alexa and Mickey look more secure than Alexa and Nia.
Yeah.
Which I think could be a foreshadow for the WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think so. And at the moment, they're saying it's Alexa versus Asuka. I mean, obviously, we know that Asuka hasn't made her choice yet.
She hasn't. It's very presumptuous.
I think they're trying to draw. They'll just not talk about it that she could choose another match.
Fastlane.
Just to try and get people to forget about what's actually happening.
No, I think
to
so.
assume that it will be Alexa versus Asuka.
No, absolutely.
And then when Asuka does turn up at Fastlane or on Smackdown the Tuesday
I
after.
think it'd be Fastlane.
Yeah.
I do. I think it'd be Fastlane. But, we'll see. We'll have a Fastlane preview, I'm sure, coming up probably next week, I imagine.
Next weekend, yeah.
We'll do next week. We'll have a Fastlane video up. Another video.
Yeah.
Sasha and Bayley, when Asuka's getting beaten up, come down together for the save.
Yeah.
Now, again, we move on from we're talking about Elimination Chamber, about Sasha turning heel. She obviously didn't, because they're running out as the baby faces to make the save for Asuka.
Yeah.
They come up, Team Bliss, they leave standing, and they sort of start to leave. We come back from a commercial break, and they're all back in the ring again.
Another 6-man women's tag.
Six-man women's tag.
6-man women's tag. Got to be gender neutral these days, isn't it, or something?
Never assume. Never assume. We're back for a 6-woman tag team match. That was obviously made in the commercial break. Let's not beat around the bush. The big story of this match is that Sasha reaches out for the tag to Bayley. And what does Bayley do, Kieran?
Bayley takes her hand away and drops on the apron.
Fantastic.
And
did not see this coming.
I didn't see it coming. I wouldn't think Bayley would be the one to do that. And again, I still don't think this is Bayley turning on Sasha. I think this is just Bayley getting her own back. Because it isn't a big moment like that.
I think it's huge.
I don't think it's a big
Bayley has never done a heel tendency move. Really? This is the first time she's...
Yeah, when she was facing Alexa Bliss Extreme Rules, she didn't want to use a weapon.
And she didn't!
Which is obviously very...
She got made to look like crap in that match.
Yeah, but I still don't think this is Bayley turning on Sasha. I don't think Bayley's the heel in this. I really don't.
No. I don't think Bayley's the heel. I don't think
I think there'll be a bigger moment coming.
No. Okay, that's fine, but
the moment will be one of them, and I'm pretty sure it'll be Sasha, will beat them down ferociously, throwing them into the ring steps, throwing them into the ring post, things like that. That's what will be the ultimate filter.
Potentially, you completely snap.
Yeah.
So I think we're somewhere in the middle from both of our guesses.
Paying back each other.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It
is literally tit for tat. Tit for tat. And I think it's not necessarily Bayley turning heel, but if you can separate the two, it's her turning her back on Sasha.
Yeah.
She's not turning heel. She's not saying she hates the fans. She's
basically saying, look, you've done this to me.
Yeah. You screw me at the chamber.
You do it again, this is what I'll do.
Even though she didn't eliminate it from the chamber. Yeah. It's a kind of ropey situation. I think it's her just simply saying, you know what, Sasha? You did that to me at the chamber. I'm doing this to you tonight on Monday Night Raw. Okay, we're friends, but, we both want the same thing. I think at the moment they're going towards a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I don't know where it's going to go.
I hope they do. We'll have that video for the problem with WrestleMania out.
No, we will, and it's
probably have it out this weekend, I think, because obviously we're a bit busy on the weekend last weekend.
Very busy. Not as busy we're going to be around WrestleMania with NXT Hall of Fame.
Yeah, going to be
my God.
Luckily, I got a week off work.
You do. You do. Anyway, so I don't know. We go. So obviously we move on from that. The end of the women's 6-man tag. Asuka gets Mickie James, but they leg bar armbar combo looked devastating. Yeah. Mickie taps out pretty
Mickie
quickly.
Took it well as well.
She did. Yeah. She did take it well. That's why she's there though.
Yeah.
She's the veteran. She's been there. She's done that. She's really perfect to have in the situation. John Cena comes out, cuts a very heartfelt promo. He really doesn't know where he's going to be at WrestleMania, and then he says calmly and slowly, I am going to do something I should have done a hell of a long time ago, and I'm going to challenge The Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania, and that place lost its
crowd
mind.
Went nuts. I honestly don't think
mad.
I've seen a pop that big, that loud for a long time.
It was very loud.
Obviously, apart from big surprise returns like
Shane McMahon,
things like that. But I think in terms of announcing a match, I think everyone wants to see it.
However, they said no. That match obviously can't happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know why. I don't know why they've gone down this direction. Okay, it's one. They might have just said he could have just not said the Undertaker's name. He could have just said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to get to Mania through Raw. I'm a free agent. I'm going to SmackDown. Arrivederci. All the best. Tally ho. Bye. But they decided to drop that Taker thing in 6 weeks out of WrestleMania.
Yeah. And obviously, later on in that promo, he announced that he was going to go over to SmackDown. Basically see if he can find a way into WrestleMania via that way.
Stay tuned for the SmackDown thing to see what happens.
we still have to fast forward. I think even with what's happening on SmackDown, I still think he'll face Taker at WrestleMania.
Okay, yeah, we could talk about. It'd be silly not to, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, he's on SmackDown now, and they made him versus AJ Styles in the main event. If Cena won, he'd go to Fastlane and make it a 6-pack challenge.
Yeah.
And he won.
Yeah.
We'll briefly go over it again when we get to the SmackDown recap. But he got there, and he's in the main event now. But I'm still completely 100% sold on him versus Taker at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I just think the leaving...
Because Taker's heard that. I think it's not necessarily Cena's decision now.
Yeah.
In kayfabe terms.
As much as Taker just turns up out of the blue, he's not going to turn up out of the blue when Cena just goes, I want to face you, Taker, and then
I think he will.
appears.
I think not for Raw,
Yeah.
but I think in a few weeks' time, maybe after Fastlane,
Probably.
not at Fastlane. I mean, could you imagine?
But that's the thing.
Cena's about to win the 17th World Championship and then take a dong. Could you imagine the
This
pop?
necessarily doesn't need to take place on Raw. This could take place on SmackDown on Tuesdays. It could be Cena versus Taker
For a
and the
SmackDown
build
match.
Gets made up on SmackDown. It doesn't have to take place on Raw. You've got the whole Ronda thing on Raw, which is going to be massive.
And Brock.
And Roman.
And Kurt and Triple H.
Why not? Because the Cena and Taker, they're both technically free agents, so just build it up on SmackDown. Give people a reason to watch SmackDown.
I mean, a real reason.
A real reason, because there's not been much recently.
No.
You know?
I couldn't agree more. We've just ran through 3 huge matches that, we've got Ronda, we've got Triple H, we've got Kurt, we got Brock, we got Roman. It's got, even got Miz, you know what I mean? I think Miz and the Intercontinental title's huge. Take it on SmackDown.
I think this is ultimately why they name dropped Undertaker, said Cena was going to SmackDown, because I think they want to keep their cards open just in case Taker can't make it, right? Because there's always those rumours every year for the last couple of years now where we weren't sure whether he was going to be there. Whether it was going to be his last match, he was going to miss a Mania.
Yeah.
He had hip surgery last year after Mania, which was meant to end his career,
From memory,
it looks like he's going to be there.
From absolutely top of my bonnet, I can only think of one Mania he missed, which was 16. McMahon in every corner. That's the only one I can think he missed.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so that's a huge point. Cena's on SmackDown now, building towards Fastlane.
And I liked it because he's a free agent and he can do that, and he should probably utilise that a bit.
Crowd
more.
seemed a bit cross, though, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but,
We're not going to see him anymore. Bye-bye. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to another one of Cena's old opponents who he had a long feud with was Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, he's supposed to have a match, I think, with Heath Slater. But it wasn't with Rhino, was it? It was with Heath.
I think Rhino likes to put Heath Slater in matches to make him prove himself. That's the storyline.
The storyline from here, though, is that Bray killed them both.
Yeah.
2 former Nexus boys in this match, Kieran. Yeah. In Bray Wyatt and
Husky Harris.
Husky Harris, wow. Crumbs. I forgot his name actually before.
He's a tank with a Ferrari engine or whatever his nickname used to be.
He was a monster. He wasn't a monster then. He is now. But he just killed him basically. He sat in the corner.
Very, very Raven-esque.
I like that.
Yeah, I liked it. And
you know what he needs? A stable.
I think he does miss the Wyatt family. I think he does.
I didn't think he'd miss it this much. I really didn't. Having his disciples by his side.
Bludgeon Brothers are doing something different now, different gimmick, but I still think at some point they'll end up being back together. I just think Bray Wyatt works better with a family.
If this rumour of the Backlash being a draft show after WrestleMania, we'll see where Bray shows up. If he does end up back on SmackDown, I mean, I can't see why the Bludgeon Brothers can't still be the Bludgeon Brothers, but be with Bray. I can't see why that can't still be a thing. It just shows the evolution of just life, really. So he calls out Matt Hardy. He says, I'm coming for you. The Great War's not over. But we're gonna do it on my terms, on my time. I can see a compound match happening. I can see this happening. At the Hardy compound?
Do you think you can see this at WrestleMania on just a pre-recorded match, 10-15 minute match, maybe on a pre-show?
No.
Maybe on a Monday night after Raw?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes. Monday night, yes. WrestleMania. Yeah. Or WrestleMania pre-show, absolutely not. Yeah. Because the last time they did something like that...
Depends how they do it. Hey, they could do it during the Hall of Fame if they wanted to.
Yeah, but the last time we did something like this was Randy versus Bray, and it bombed hard. It was all right for us at home, but it was terrible for the crowd.
The match didn't make sense. You start off in one house and you have to travel to an arena. Well, what happens if you don't get to the arena or you get lost?
Especially the fact that Bray should have won the WWE title, but because it was stolen. Ugh. The Miz. Hello. Miz is out. He's awesome. He's out. And he's going to be told his WrestleMania opponent. But he kind of drops in another little number. WrestleMania is in how many? 42 days?
It's 41 days.
41 days to WrestleMania as of Monday night.
So 39 as of recording this.
As of Wednesday, the 28th of February.
Yeah.
It's 39.
39 days.
39 days to WrestleMania. The Miz on Raw said in 62 days, he will officially become the longest... is it the longest combined reign?
Combined reign of Intercontinental Champion ever.
In history, in the whole of the WWE and the Intercontinental Championship, which is absolutely huge.
I think puts them at Backlash or just before Backlash.
It's ginormous.
Yeah.
That I think when we... In 20 years' time, when the Miz is, well, potentially retired, we don't know, or doing other things, we're like... Yeah, I think we'll look back on them and really appreciate him.
Yeah.
I like him now, but I think people that necessarily don't like him think, yeah, he was great. He's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, definitely. He definitely is. Considering where he come from, and
he literally is the dream storybook.
He's probably one of the greatest Intercontinental champions of all time. I think that's a definite thing.
No, I agree. Just behind Jericho.
I'd like him to move into the Universal title picture or the WWE title picture should he get traded back to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them do it, but will they do it? I don't know.
Well, I don't know, mate, because he got stiffed in this next bit, didn't he? Quite frankly, just proves having a belt don't mean anything. I mean, look at AJ on SmackDown. We got told he was going to find out his potential. They kept using that word potential WrestleMania opponent. Out comes Seth Rollins. So, okay, that's what you're doing at WrestleMania. Seth beats Miz in a very competitive match.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the match. And just as he's celebrating, out comes Finn Balor. Okay, fine. So
unannounced.
Completely unannounced. We thought that was it. Seth won. Seth, I absolutely loved that Seth stood in the ring and just watched Bray shake his head and won.
Walked away.
Just such a little touch, but just it meant lots. It meant lots. Actions speak. What was it? Pictures speak 1,000 words, or actions are louder than words, all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
That anticipated that, and we go to break, come back, and find out that Kurt's made Miz versus Finn.
Yeah, and then obviously the Miz Taraj take Finn down.
Yeah, they battered him,
and then the club come out for the save. Then they both teams get sent out from the ring area.
Mm-hmm.
Ejected. That's the word I'm looking for.
Ejected.
And then Finn ends up beating the Miz.
He does. So yeah, they obviously tried to balance it out a bit after Miz got beat by Seth. That come on, Finn's had a beat down. They kind of tried to make it even. Nice little pop as well for Gallows and Anderson running out. Wasn't sure how they'd be. Because they're predominantly heels.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make calling people nerds cool. Just remember, Kieran, to be a star and don't bully people.
There's nothing wrong with people being called a nerd.
We're nerds.
Yeah, we're nerds.
We're nerds. That's cool.
But yeah, this looks like it'll be Miz versus Seth versus Finn for the Intercontinental title at Mania. I like this. I like this a lot.
Really good match.
I just hope they don't add anyone else to it. Because I think
this is the problem with WrestleMania. Yeah. This is what we said.
You'll find out on the show that we've recorded already for
which was recorded before
the Elimination Chamber.
On purpose.
We couldn't position Seth and we couldn't really position Finn either. But this looks like what they were going to do. Mm-hmm. I like it. I think it works for everyone. The IC title is a workhorse title, and you've got three absolute workhorses
and Miz
in that match.
Those three really do it.
And they deserve a match. They deserve it to be triple threat. Like I was saying, I just hope they don't add more and more, and then this becomes a ladder match or everything like that.
Well,
triple threat. Intercontinental title match is perfect for everyone involved.
No, I think so. No, I like that. That's great. Roman Reigns out next, and we were billed and we were led to believe this would be the first proper Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns face-off for the main event for the Universal title at WrestleMania. And Roman comes up first, and he basically did a real shoot/scripted promo. I can see why the WWE did it.
Yeah.
Because they really, really, really desperately want people to cheer Roman. They desperately do. So they on purposely told us we were going to see Brock, and then let Roman badmouth Brock in a conventional, scripted, safe manner that both Brock and Paul Heyman would have been completely aware of.
I think this came across after that picture of Brock Lesnar meeting Dana White.
Oh, because he dropped that in as well, didn't he?
I think they've changed their mind with that and gone, well, okay, this looks this doesn't look good, but we can use it to our advantage.
Instead of ignoring it,
Yeah.
I'm hoping nobody... bloody Twitter, for crying out loud. Everyone sees it.
But basically what Roman said in the promo is what we think of anyway, that Brock doesn't turn up and he just turns up, to stand in a ring and then he wrestles once every couple of months.
When he was WWE champion, I hated it. When he was, when he was Universal champion before Goldberg beat him, I hated it.
He's going to have been Universal champion for a year, at Mania. Yeah, because he beat Goldberg at Mania, didn't he, last year?
Jesus.
And he's defended it 3 times, 4 times? I don't know. It's probably something like that. He obviously didn't defend it at Survivor Series.
After the problem with Finn, and then you basically had heels winning it in Kevin Owens. Then you had 2 part-timers, and in Brock's case, a super part-timer. At WrestleMania, you need a strong babyface to carry that title, to give it some prestige, to have it on Raw.
But that's it. I don't want Roman to win it.
No, I don't, but he's gonna.
I want him to win it because at least it's not on Brock.
I want him to win it more than Brock. Then Brock retains it, but then I want someone to come along and beat Roman.
Yeah.
But a babyface won't beat.
Ultimately, probably should be Braun Strowman in the scheme of things.
If they want to capitalise on that importance, maybe I think I can actually see that as SummerSlam main event.
Yeah, possibly.
And we're getting mega off topic, but I can see that going. But go towards the SummerSlam main event, and then I let him have it for at least 6 months, maybe to the Rumble. But ultimately, is this Brock done with WWE after WrestleMania? It does look like it, but it's really hard to tell.
I think he'll be done, but I think he might end up signing a contract again with WWE. But he'll
be back, but
he stipulates that he wants to fight in UFC every now and then. That'll be part of his contract. Is he allowed? I thought
he was banned from that.
His year suspension's up. How he only got a year, I don't know.
No,
but, it's stupid.
It's impossible. Yeah. Who knows? But great promo from Roman. I think it's his best promo to date. Really well executed, passion. Execution, fantastic promo from Roman. Long gone of a few months ago when Cena was basically making him nervous and on purposely putting him up, which I don't necessarily agree with. Of course, some of the fans will pop through because they don't like Roman, but it's not. You're not helping. You're not helping. We move on. I think Elias versus Braun Strowman was billed for the next little segment. I have an issue with the finish of this match.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, no, I do.
You do.
Oh, go on then. Tell everyone what it was.
The fire extinguisher. You believe it shouldn't be a disqualification.
No, he has to hit him.
But if you're spraying a foreign substance in the eyes, like Tajiri green mist, like Maurice using hairspray in the eyes, you can't see. You're blinded. You can't punch. You can't kick. You don't have your mental faculties.
Your argument is a foreign object.
And you're distracting them from being at their full ability, so to speak. Be able to fully throw a punch where they want to.
It was interesting this match because it's hard to make it a contest when someone like Braun Strowman has been so dominant, booked to be dominant, and executed the dominance fantastically well. And they really tried to make this a competitive match as best they could.
Yeah, I think they did, to be fair to him. And Elias...
Credit to Elias.
Yeah, he found a way to get out of it, because he was going to get... If he didn't find a way to get out of it, he was going to get beaten up.
He's going go for another table, wasn't he? But he wiggled down, and do you know what? Because of what we've been drummed into, when someone wiggles down the back of somebody, I instantly partly expected him to maybe get him down onto a knee or something, and then maybe even put him through the table. I don't know how that would have happened.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He ran. And that, for me, even makes more sense. Why would he stick around?
Yeah.
But you see it all the time. They wiggle down the back. They try to beat them up. Maybe he runs towards him. He gets back dropped into the table. You see it all the time. But for him to just, I don't want to be here. I'm going to run away. That makes more sense.
Exactly.
And I liked that.
I wouldn't want to face Braun. Even if
I had 6 guys helping me, I wouldn't want to face Braun.
He got 6 weeks from Mania.
He eliminated everyone bar Roman from that chamber. I don't want to face him one-on-one. No. Anyway, we also had the Raw Tag Team titles on the line in a 2 out of 3 Falls match.
Yeah. Second one in the road to go 2-0.
Do you know what we were talking about? Because only a few weeks ago you were saying, I don't think I've ever seen a 2 out of 3 Fall match go 2-0. Who was the previous one that we were talking? Was it Smackdown?
Usos versus Gable and Benjamin.
Of course it was, because they said they got screwed again. They've gone quiet, haven't they?
Yeah.
Desperately quiet. Spoiler, they're not on Smackdown. And it's gone 2-0 again. The first before was in about 14 seconds, and I loved the celebration from the bar. It was absolutely hilarious.
Did Sheamus slip on the turnbuckle in this match, or was that at Elimination Chamber? In one of the two matches that he had at Elimination.
But then I think it was at Chamber, because he looked out at the crowd, wagged his finger, and nah. He just played with it.
The crowd started cheering and laughing and everything like that, which I thought was quite funny.
They're supposed to be heels, but they're really not.
Yeah,
they're brilliant. I think they're great.
They got this cocky arrogance, and you just which they deserve to show, because they are probably they are the best tag team on Raw.
Yeah, but
second best tag team in WWE, probably
behind the Usos.
Yeah.
Where's put New Day in that list? Third?
Yeah, probably put third.
Yeah, that's fair shout. No, them three are absolute. I couldn't even tell you fourth. There's no fourth.
If the Revival were booked in the way they were at NXT,
well,
the Revival would be number
one. They've been injured.
Yeah.
So badly. And
the NXT Revival, they're number one in my eyes. They're better than the Usos, but the way they've been booked since they've been called up, injuries, because of injuries, they've obviously been stop-start.
The Revival have tweeted out, I don't know if you've seen their Twitter, but they have tweeted out saying that apparently the bar have no other teams to face. And they're like, hello, boys, you haven't really faced us. I don't think they have, actually. So
you'll find out in our video the problem with Wrestlemania.
Huge
Wrestlemania.
We can't stress
the tag teams.
We can't stress it enough how much you need to see this match. This little video we've made, which is about half an hour long, I think.
Yeah.
So we move on to our main segment, shall we say?
It's the main event. It's
in the main event spot. Stephanie and Triple H come into the ring, and they want Ronda to come down, and they started saying, well, because of the hierarchy in WWE, you sign a contract, you answer to us. So Ronda has to answer to Stephanie and Triple H. They want an apology. Ronda ain't in the mood to give an apology, Shakira. He's got her hair up.
Ronda marched down to this ring, hair up, and I was like, she looked business.
I thought she was going to go through. Yeah. I actually thought she was going to dump tackle Stephanie.
This. I loved how she come out, because
hair up now, which I think is a decision, very wise decision.
I think it's very easy. The jacket was a bit small, though. Actually looked like a fitter.
Well, fair play. She paid a superb tribute to Roddy Piper, but that's hers now.
And I think this is just perfect. Just get her to come out, storm the ring, and get her to get face to face with Stephanie.
Have Triple H as the enforcer.
Yeah, exactly.
Kurt runs to the ring behind her. Kurt don't run much these days, but he ran. Ronda. Ronda then demanded an apology, and Kurt then started going, I've been sick, I've been ill, I've been poorly.
Into this pneumonia thing.
I had pneumonia twice.
Pneumonia causes amnesia or some
short-term amnesia. I wasn't even there. I made it up. And after he said that, Triple H and Stephanie were like, there you go, Kurt. Come on, Ronda. Da 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 da. And you're looking at Kurt and you're looking at Triple H and Stephanie leaving. You're thinking, Kurt's doing these massive deep breathings. He's not happy, is he? He's legitimately he's in their pocket and he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, and obviously you can see that he was forced to apologise to stop this whole thing from happening.
You literally have to be blind not to figure that out.
Ronda did apologise, right? I think she apologised and then she goes, I deserve an apology.
Yeah, no, you
slapped me.
Yeah. So I deserve an apology for putting your husband through a table.
Fine. And Stephanie went up to Ronda and sort of comedically said, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to do it. I was just if you hurt my husband, I'm sorry.
There's never been a more patronising sorry than...
Yeah, it was quite funny. I think the crowd were laughing as well, because I don't think anyone expected her to do that and be like that way.
I thought she was going to go to a what's it again, if I'm honest. And then, something I didn't expect, not at this stage, as they were leaving the ring, everyone's kind of walking together almost, like Kurt and Ronda were sort of there, but Kurt's kind of leaving with Triple H and Stephanie. Triple H turns around and absolutely socks Kurt in the gob. Just straight up punch him in the face. Kurt goes down, Ronda's right by his side. What the hell's going on? Now, to me, if the match isn't Stephanie and Triple H versus Kurt and Ronda at WrestleMania, then they've I can see this becoming... I don't know what would happen. I've just had a thought in my head, which is completely wrong. I've just had a thought where they sack Kurt as GM, and Kurt then becomes a Brock Lesnar active wrestler. Yeah. And then, do you know who's a great idea to replace him? Jeff Jarrett.
Go home, Craig. I'm drunk.
Wouldn't it be so cool?
I can see this
Ignore the Jeff Jarrett bit.
being maybe something to do with the match. If Kurt and Ronda lose, that Kurt is no longer Raw GM. I can see that possibly.
That's
happening.
a really nice, because not only does the match have some importance because it's Ronda's first wrestling match, which is extraordinary to think of in WrestleMania, but it would then add an extra on the line segment of
this build up. We'll have 6 weeks of build up and other things. What I think I'd like to see in this is that once the match is announced, I'd like to see maybe just a little vignette of Kurt teaching Ronda some moves in the ring.
I'd love that.
Using that Olympic experience and teaching her how to, because we all know that Ronda can fight, but can she wrestle?
Yeah.
In professional.
What
wrestling.
I'd love to see not only Kurt doing that with Ronda, but then because Ronda is youthful, and
teach Kurt the armbar. Or something like that.
You can see, like, okay, you teach me to wrestle, I'll teach you how to fight.
Yeah, and I think
Kurt can fight, but
I think it'll be a great little promo sort of thing. Like a vignette.
Do you remember?
Couple minutes long.
Do you remember? I'd see that every week. Slightly different, but do you remember back when Shane trained Vince to get in the Rumble when he was number 2 and Austin was number 1? Okay, that was more of a comedic value, but that kind of thing. You know?
I think this would be obviously more serious than that.
But way more.
Something like that would be good. Because we all know, look, Kurt's an Olympic gold medalist. He's probably one of the best technical wrestlers of all time.
Ever. There's another man that we think, but we can't say his name. But he was very good. Canadian young man.
Norman Smiley. I think a little video package once the match is announced would be good. I think that'll get people beyond Ronda a bit more. Sort of that
she takes it seriously.
Yeah, she's taking it seriously.
We know she does.
Showed how to wrestle and things like that. Because we've only seen little bits.
They should take them to the Performance Centre, have half a day of filming these little vignettes and churn out one a week for the next 5 weeks after tonight. And I think it'd be great. Once the match is obviously announced, so you could do 3 or 4. So guys, that is our Monday Night Raw review. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about a little bridge segment coming up where we're going to talk about the little bits and pieces within the WWE that doesn't necessarily revolve around Raw and SmackDown. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up next. Welcome back to Dirt Sheet Mania. This is our little bridge segment in between our Raw and SmackDown reviews. Few little things. Let's just quickly chat out this one. There's been a rumour that The Undertaker will not wrestle at WrestleMania, and that Cena's opponent will be Rey Mysterio. I just saw that tonight before.
This broke in the early hours of this morning. I think a couple of hours after SmackDown.
You've seen this?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I don't buy into it. We'll go into our SmackDown review shortly. And we've all discussed it a bit. I think it's just a swerve. I think it's a bit of news that's dropped. I think Rey Mysterio will sign.
I do.
Whether he has a match at Mania, I don't know.
He's got that match at New Japan.
Yeah, against
Juice and Thunder Liger.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Thunder Liger. It's one of the two. I can never remember which way. It's like Park Ji-sung or Ji-sung Park. Isn't it? It's like it's one of the two. I don't know which way it goes.
Sometimes it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Again, another rumour for WrestleMania is there potentially might not be an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which, considering the Andre the Giant HBO special, it'd be weird. They want it to be.
I still think they'll have it.
I hope they do,
because they have a lot of talent. They have a lot more talent this year, a lot less injuries this year, so they got more talent to get in it.
Okay.
They're going to want to put them in a match, and on the pre-show, obviously you got to remember the pre-show is available to everyone. So try and get people to buy WrestleMania, to buy the network, to things like that.
2 hour pre-show, you can watch it for free.
I think if you put the Battle Royal on the pre-show, I think the Battle Royal is big enough to get people. Oh, I'm actually quite ready to watch.
It's a mini Royal Rumble,
exactly,
all intents and purposes.
Last year they had obviously Rob Gronkowski interfere, and that made news, and so if they've got a chance to do it again this year with someone, why wouldn't you?
No, I agree.
Free publicity.
Quarterfinals of the Mixed Match Challenge was this week. The first one, it was how do they pronounce it?
Oscar, something.
It should be Oscar, but it's Oscar. It just sounds like Oscar's name. Oscar and The Miz versus the team of Sasha Banks and Finn Balor. And I'm looking at this, and throughout the match they're saying, "Oh my God, if Miz loses, then Oscar loses her undefeated streak." What a load of garbage.
Yeah, it depends what you think of the undefeated streak, how you think it is. Because if it's single matches, then it doesn't count. But you seem to think that Asuka has lost the match somewhere by disqualification.
In
I'm
NXT.
pretty sure she hasn't.
This is just from what I remember, because NXT is something that it's an hour a week. When you can watch it whenever you want. It doesn't have to be when it's on live. It's very easy to access on the network. And we have, between the two of us, we've watched probably all of them, more or less.
Yeah.
I think she lost the match in NXT via DQ. I can't be certain, and it's something I'll probably come back to you next week in the bridge. But I think she has. I really do. But she hasn't been pinned. She hasn't submitted. That much is true.
I think.
So
I mean, theoretically, technically, if this counts as part of her undefeated streak, then
even tag matches,
even Miz and Asuka, this means Miz and Asuka are going to win the mixed
match. I think thinking about undefeated streaks, when Brock Lesnar had his before he got beat by Big Show at Survivor Series 2002, with Heyman screwing him, I'm almost certain Brock was entered into a SmackDown tag team tournament with Tajiri as his tag partner. It was really, really random, and they lost. And then they had to come out and say, well, Brock didn't lose, so he's still undefeated.
Yeah, and that's the way it can go. It's like if you lose a Royal Rumble match, is it technically a loss? No.
No, well, really. She won it anyway. She won it.
Yeah, but it's like I say, from what I remember of Goldberg's streak, he technically had a disqualification win over Roddy Piper, so it's still a win.
A win's a win, yeah.
But, does it count? I think for all intents and purposes, Asuka's streak is singles competition. If in my eyes, that's 1v1. Mm-hmm. If you lose in a triple threat, it doesn't count.
Because you've not been pinned.
No,
I agree with that. Last little point was a new Hall of Fame inductee, the Warrior Award.
Yeah.
To a young man that we've seen in promo videos, and a super charismatic young man. He's 15 years old. He's had a new liver, which is why he's a bit shorter than a normal 15-year-old would be. What's his name? Is Andrew?
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 Where the hell did you get Andrew from?
I thought his name was Andrew.
Does he look like an Andrew?
I think so.
No, his name is Jarius Robertson.
That's a great name.
Right, I'm pretty sure it's Jarius Robertson.
If it's not, it's a great name.
Nick Foley called him Darius.
Did it in that package?
Yeah.
Bless him.
No, in a tweet that was.
Oh, did he call him in a tweet? Okay.
But I know a little bit about this kid.
Well, just because of the video, because even before the Hall of Fame, they they had him interview like Big Show and Cena and Stephanie and Triple H.
But I've seen him sort of be had interviews with LeBron James, Steph Curry, on
NBA. Yeah, I mean, you watch it, but you watch it.
So he's a very charismatic character.
And very famous.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was this famous.
It's what is it? Hashtags Make Lives Matter, I think, which
we should all subscribe to that a little bit, shouldn't we?
Oh,
really?
Definitely. Look, he'll have, when he does his Hall of Fame induction speech, I think it will be very charismatic. I think it'll be funny. I think everyone will laugh it up, and they'll love it. They'll love him. They'll want to take him home, sort of thing.
And if he, I don't know what he'd be like in front of a lot, because a lot of the stuff he's done is backstage promos or not backstage promos, but interviews or with the cameras on. I don't know how he'd be in front of thousands of people. Live wrestling fans can be kind of.
He's been in arenas with the
NBA.
He's in front of people and things like that, and All-Star games.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I think it's a great honour for him. I think it'd be fine. It's obviously from us, a British audience, where he's over in America, we don't get to see much.
I'm not.
It's nice to know a bit more about him, and I think it's like
which we'll find out in the coming weeks.
Crusher, it's the same thing,
absolutely.
We didn't know much about him. I'm sure he was probably a bit more known over in America, before we knew about him. He was on WWE TV, but with video packages and learning about him, you'll see a lot more about him. We've chucked him a follow on Twitter.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
See what he's up to.
Go follow him on Twitter.
He's a wrestling fan, and we should
he's got so many followers.
All wrestling fans should follow each other and have opinions and say this and say you love Roman or you hate Roman,
or you love Cena,
and things like that. So
absolutely, no, well said, kids. Well said. Now that's the end of the bridge segment. So we will now be moving into our final part of this week's Dirty Mania, which is Smackdown Live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dirty Mania Smackdown review. For an hour, for a show that without ad breaks is about an hour and 20, hour and a half, they packed a hell of a lot in this week.
They did, and I think sometimes that's what they struggle with is with a 2-hour show is to try and get everyone on the show.
I mean, tonight you'll see that. I mean, we'll say straight off the bat, Randy and Bobby, the United States champion and his challenger for Fastlane, are only on the show for about 60 seconds in the backstage. That is it. Yeah. That is the beginning and the end of their involvement this evening.
And that's what they struggle with. So we moan at Raw's 3 hours or 3.25 hours.
SmackDown almost isn't long enough.
But SmackDown isn't long enough.
But what did they have that they got rid of? That was the top.
Talking Smack.
That was the top rated show on the network. It's a baffling
I hope one
decision.
day they bring it back. Once Vince is messing about with the XFL, we might get Talking Smack back.
I think Triple H would put it back on.
Yeah, I think he would. I think it's a very Triple H show that to
sort
get people
of
over.
that anything can happen element. We're quickly. I know it's a long episode, guys, so we're going to go on with SmackDown. John Cena straight out. And the first thing that happened is the Bludgeon Brothers name tag came at the bottom. Now, you didn't see this.
I didn't see this, no.
I watched this today, which is Wednesday. I watched this this morning.
Civilized hours.
Absolutely. You would have watched it live at 1 a.m. Also, guys, if you are up at that sort of crazy time, Kieran was up the last 2 nights and he was tweeting. So go and check us out on Twitter.
Try to.
I like you for that.
Well, it's like sometimes I have random thoughts while watching it, and it's nice just to put it down.
It was lovely. I do wish you'd use the hashtag DSM Wrestling.
Yeah, I've been told off. Sorry, Dad.
Forgiven. You do a lot of good things, so you're always forgiven. But yeah, the Bludgeon Brothers graphic did come out, which is quite funny. Cena, he wants in to the title match at WrestleMania, and because you are there, and because you're live tweeting, I commend you, so I'll clap you in. You even tweeted that John Cena would be added. However, it would happen.
I think it was about an hour before SmackDown.
Was it?
I think I tweeted that out an hour.
Was it after Raw? It was after Raw, wasn't it?
It might have been after Raw.
It could, yeah, but you said he would end up on SmackDown and in some form or fashion would end up in the main event at Fastlane.
Yeah.
And spoiler, he's in the Fastlane main event at Fastlane.
Yeah. Well, he had to earn his way, and which I liked that he had to earn his way.
I must admit though, because Shane's, Cena's come out, he stated his claim. Shane comes out. It did I don't know if Shane was gonna give him a chance because he is because you could see Shane's wheels turning, going, wait a minute, 16-time world champion. If he wins this match, he'll be 17-time, and he's on SmackDown. I didn't see that. I didn't think about that. Let's just put him in the match anyway. To hell with it. He has the credentials.
Yeah.
Because he was going, this is the land of opportunity. Let's give him an opportunity to be in the main event. But then Daniel Bryan comes out. He gives Cena an opportunity. If he beats AJ in the main event, which he does, obviously, he will be in the main event at Fastlane along with the others with a six-pack challenge.
For the announcement, crowd went nuts again. They were very, very into it. Even saw Shane start doing the yes chant because he was genuinely surprised that Daniel Bryan could actually make a good decision.
Brian even alluded to the fact, look, we've agreed on something. Let's shake hands.
Yeah,
great. And that was
I think it helped that the fact they were in the Staples Center in Los Angeles, which is one of WWE's biggest arenas that they go to.
Yeah, huge.
But yeah, they set up a match for AJ Styles at the end of the night, and we all know that they've had some cracking matches before. Mm-hmm. So, just quickly on this, what I think I may have preferred to see, and I did tweet this after this was announced.
Nakamura?
Is Shinsuke's got no one to face at Fastlane.
Cena faces, you did.
I would have preferred Cena having a match at Fastlane against Shinsuke, one-on-one match, ultimately lose. If he won, get into WrestleMania, make it a triple threat match, lose to Shinsuke, then you get that, I definitely don't have a way. I just think it gives Shinsuke something to do. It gives Shinsuke a big rub by beating a big name like Cena.
No, absolutely.
Shinsuke's already beat Cena once on SmackDown. So maybe they could go back to that and tie that in.
And it just, again, no matter, I mean, okay, he will fail at Fastlane. He won't win at Fastlane. He might even be the one to be pinned, if we're truly honest, to give them. Because then if he is the one to be pinned, you still have that element of, well, what if the other four? You still have Corbin, Dolph, Sammy, and Kevin that could be like, well, we could have won the WWE title at Fastlane. Yeah. Very interesting dynamic. Will that be because of The Undertaker? We don't know yet. But
they could change this to an elimination match at a drop of a hat. They like to do that, I think.
And because of the success of the Gauntlet match on Raw, because of the length of the match, I wouldn't be against that in the slightest. But then everyone has to be pinned. That's the only drawback to that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but I think sometimes you just got to be cutthroat with that. And if someone needs to just get pinned,
that's what happened to the Gauntlet.
Just get
pinned. What happened to the Gauntlet?
Stop this 50-50 booking. You can pick up. You can still look strong other ways. No. Braun didn't win the Chamber. No. But I think ultimately he was the strongest out of that.
Asuka didn't. Nia Jax didn't beat Asuka, but she kicked the hell out of her after that match.
Exactly.
We move on to Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. It is heel versus heel. I'm not necessarily a fan of heel versus heel, but saying that, because of this, you think, who would they cheer more? I think they cheered Corbin more.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I would never, if you'd have said to me Sami versus Corbin, they cheer Corbin
Sami's
more.
obviously done so much despicable things in the last couple of months since Hell in a Cell and things like that. What I will say though is it may be heel versus heel, but Sammy works in a very babyface style. He's still jumping over ropes and jumping through ropes and doing flips and
I do love.
like that.
I do absolutely love the move that Corbin does when he gets thrown it towards the corner and he kind of slides underneath one, runs around the turnbuckle, comes up and hits him with the clothesline. I love that move. No one else. I've never seen that before.
I think he maybe overuses it a bit too much.
Maybe.
And it's convenient that the cameraman's always standing behind the ring post.
It's called good television.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to talk about now, and I know you love this, and I've seen when I woke up at the sociable hour, watched SmackDown the next day, and I looked on the DSM Twitter account, and I've seen you hugely commend what also happened in this mid-match.
Yeah, during a little rest hold of the match.
And I should say as well, this needs timing and trust from everyone. The ref needs to tell the wrestlers need to do it, and then the production needs to go to Shane and Brian. They have to be time constrained. Honestly, there's so many elements that maybe people watching don't necessarily understand, that have never been involved in a show, that you have to be so nailed on, and this was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, they went to a backstage segment with Shane and Brian.
Pre-taped?
I don't know.
For time purposes?
Maybe. I couldn't tell if it was pre-taped or live.
I couldn't. No. If it was,
I think it was live because I think Brian messed up a word in there at some point. But I liked it.
Even if it was taped, because that's the realism.
Yeah, it was during a rest hold. It was fine. If this was on Raw, this would have been a segment after a match, and it would have been a 60-minute, 2-minute promo to fill time.
This is how you squeeze in time.
And this is what you need to do on SmackDown, because you only have technically about an hour and a half of time with the adverts to work out. You've got to find time to get people. That's why you'll never see long entrances on SmackDown or people already in the ring, because you don't have time to do the entrances. We
not again when we're talking about Randy and Bobby Roode later on. The actual thing of having entrances while something else is happening is a thing, because Aiden English and Rusev went to the ring, and you can hear Rusev take a chance during that segment.
Yeah, you could.
So that is how you do it. You get people in the ring. Entrances are great. If it's a Naomi entrance, you want to see it.
Exactly. You want to see Shinsuke's. You probably want to see AJ come out for the first time.
Because he's the WWE champion.
Cena,
he deserves it.
There's loads. You know.
While a Rusev entrance is great because of Aiden English singing, it's one of those things that he can sing in the ring.
Yeah.
It's something you can manage.
Yeah. With that's the it's good. SmackDown's good because it's a shorter show, and we find it easier to watch a 2-hour show. But like we said, we feel like it needs to be a bit longer, because they just seem to try and squeeze too much in, or don't have enough time.
Yeah, they don't have enough time, do they? Kevin Owens on commentary, and obviously one of the things that Brian and Shane were talking about was that how could you let it happen? How could you let Brian? How could you could let Kevin go out in commentary? You know, it's not fair. And Brian's like, well, he's actually really good. Well, he was good.
He was good.
When Kevin Owens retires, I want him to be a colour commentator.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few people that could do that.
Miz.
Once they retire. Miz
would be great.
Page, well, I think we said that Page would even be good.
I'd love Page to go to NXT and be a colour.
Yeah.
Not an interview, a colour commentator.
Yeah.
But if you're going to give a woman a chance, give her a younger chance, please. Anyway, it was out of nowhere. Dolph Ziggler hops the rail from nowhere and super kicks Kevin in the side of the head, which looked horrible.
Yeah.
Looked genuinely horrible.
Because Ziggler's one looked horrible when Kevin done it to Ziggler last week at the back of the head. Kevin
from the side, wasn't it?
Kevin sold this like it was just flopped out the chair
like he'd been shot.
You know, it was funny, but he sold it really well.
He did. End of days and the 3 count for Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Big win for Corbin. Needed
Obviously,
that.
Sammy was distracted about what happened to Kevin.
He was generally concerned for his best friend, who he wants to win the WWE title. He'd rather have Kevin
they didn't really allude to that.
They mentioned it once.
Did they?
They literally, very briefly, as the video package went in for that match. Literally once when they recapped last week. Zigzag by Dolph to Corbin. So despite not having a match, Dolph leaves head up.
Yeah.
So
I think it'll be the same again next week.
Dolph Corbin
show. Someone will get there. Probably
Sammy Dolph maybe. Have you seen Sammy Dolph lately? Corbin Dolph's been done a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Sammy Dolph maybe this time around.
Yeah, maybe.
Or even Brian and Shane again. Brian's off home. Tally ho, all the best. Yeah. Go do some gardening.
Very weird.
So weird. If I went to my employer halfway through my shift and went, do you mind if I go home now and see my girlfriend? Oh, do you know what? You knock yourself out. I'll teach this lesson for you. It's not how it works. I'm sure you'd love to.
Yeah,
I'm off home, mate.
Yeah, I think they tried playing sort of realism into that. Go home, see his daughter, see Brie. things
And
like that.
because she's a wrestler,
Yeah.
it's very real and it's very easy to
but I just thought, well, hang on, he's a general manager. He should be there until the end of the show to make sure everything's fine.
Kevin and Sammy? Sammy and Kevin are pretty cross at Shane. Shane's eating popcorn and he's generally rubbing it in their
I
face.
think he choked on a bit of popcorn.
He ate too much.
Yeah.
He put too much. Excuse me, lads. And he had a mouthful of popcorn.
But realism.
Realism. Exactly. Because they can't redo it.
Yeah.
And it obviously has to be live because they've just come from a match. You can't pretend to be sweaty.
It's like I said, Vicious promo from back in the day when he asked me and Gene Oakland to start again. He goes, "Well, we're live, pal."
Well, when I'm going to take your leg out of your leg. You're live. Nothing else is going to happen. Naomi versus Ruby.
Just quickly, when that's Shane, Kevin, and Sammy.
When he was winding them up.
Yeah, he said that surely Brie will be cooking dinner for you two guys or something like. There was some big collusion, which I thought to name drop Brie in that, to get Brie involved in this whole thing. I was like, oh hello.
The fact that Kevin and Sam will go home with Brian or have a nice family indie dinner.
Maybe that may go into next week. And Brian says, "Don't you dare mention Brie making dinner for or anything. Don't you dare mention Brie's name. Just up the animosity.
Because if Brian was there, he'd have to react.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's not there, don't you dare mention my wife.
Yeah.
I love this. If this doesn't go anywhere, I will be so cross.
That's the thing. I'm sitting there right now. So surely Brian's got to wrestle. He's got to, hasn't he?
I hope.
Why are they doing it?
All I hope is the best kept secret. I'm not holding out, but I just hope it's the best kept secret. We move on to Naomi versus Ruby Riott. Everyone's at ringside. Becky, Charlotte, the rest of the Riott squad, Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. I am so happy, as I'm sure you are as well, that this wasn't another 6-woman tag team match.
Could have been very easy, but I don't think it was ever going to be a 6-woman tag team match purely because Charlotte's 2-0. Against the Riott squad, Ruby's 2-0 against.
She's 2-0 now.
2-0
She was originally 1-0 because they're both.
So that's what the whole thing is about.
Another tit for tat.
Next week it'll be a 6-woman tag team match. Pretty sure it will be.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of thing. Was there a little?
Or it could be
backstage thing with Carmella in this. I think. I don't know if I.
She was tweeting.
That. Yeah.
She was She was live tweeting.
Yeah.
You can't. I'd be surprised if it wasn't at WrestleMania. I think she will cash in at Mania.
Yeah.
She's been so quiet since.
But that's what they do with the Money in the Bank briefcase. They remind you that she's there. Then she's not. Then they don't do anything, and then suddenly she cashes in.
Again, we're talking about people doing very little things in this show. You know, Bobby and Randy did a 60-second interview with both of them. Carmella didn't do really. She just sat on her phone and tweeted.
Did Carmella last have a match?
I can't remember. I really when James Ellsworth was still here.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably Survivor Series, isn't it? In the
was she
elimination
captain?
match.
Was she captain?
No, Becky was captain, wasn't she, for SmackDown?
Becky was Foxy was captain for Raw.
Yeah.
Was it Natalie?
I think it was Becky.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
Can't remember. It's been such a long time. It's been such a long time. But she is Money in the Bank, so keep an eye on her. So yeah, everyone was out for this one. Ruby does win with her sort of twisting arm Pele kick sort of gimmick.
I don't know if I like that finisher.
It's not impactful
It's not
enough.
impactful enough.
No, it's not.
I think if that was who does the move with it?
Eat to feet.
Yeah.
Gail Kim used to do it. Someone else in the WWE. I'm sure she did do it. Somebody in the WWE used to do that, but I don't. Yeah, Gail Kim made it.
Yeah,
I think.
I think she. Yeah, I think I said she needs something more impactful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like it. Just looks like a kick to the face.
It was a bit like Seth Rollins' knee trigger.
Yeah,
I didn't. As a finish, wasn't a fan of it. So I'm glad the curb stomp's back for that.
I think we're all glad the curb stomp's back. You know.
Or the blackout,
Yeah,
as
the blackout,
Tyler Black, his original independent name was. As Corey Graves always tells us. Fashion Files. Tell us who the hell this guy is, Q, because I've got a slipping Scooby.
Josh Duhamel.
Who?
Josh Duhamel.
Who?
Who? I don't know how you spell that. I'm sure there's like a silent letter in there.
Oh, you want to see my spelling?
So he was promoting his USA Network special of Unsolved, the Tupac and Biggie murder mystery. Or something.
I do find Raw do it as well, but I do find SmackDown end up having to do this plugging of the show.
Yeah, they've done it for Shooter.
More.
They've done it for Shooter.
They do it more than Raw do.
Shooter's actually quite good if it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
Okay.
Season 3's out.
I am buying it, but the missus has got it. So
but Randy Orton's in it.
Randy
Orton's in the first season.
Of Shooter?
Yeah, in Shooter.
Is he a recurring character or is he a one-off?
No, it's just in one episode.
Sweet. Okay.
It's a good little show. I
Okay.
recommend it.
Cool.
Yeah, they do that. Again, why is it on SmackDown and not Raw when Raw's got the more time to do it? But maybe it's probably more
and the
to
technically bigger
do.
audience.
I think it's more to do. I think that show started after SmackDown.
Yeah, that's why they did it. Yeah, it was on right after. And it was the debut show, I believe,
so
as well.
Josh Duhamel, he's been in a few shows here and there, but from what I recently know of, he was a voice actor for the last Call of Duty game in the Call of Duty World War II.
I've never, apart from a beta code that I think one of you guys gave me to play it for the weekend, which I played twice, I've never played Call of Duty.
Yeah, shoot 'em up's never been your thing. But you play Fortnite lately, and you enjoy yourself in Fortnite.
I do.
So,
I'm getting better.
yeah, you still...
Still terrible.
Still,
I like the new graphics.
You play 4-man squad, so it's like a 3-man squad.
That's how I win.
Yeah. It's like Mesut Ozil trying to carry the Arsenal team pretty much all the way.
He can't.
He can't.
You boys have to carry me. I'm very light though, so you're very lucky. I've lost lots of weight. So yeah, that was Fashion Files. New Day, pop in, have a chat. He was talking about Big E small, not Big E.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
pointless.
It was
weird.
funny enough. It wasn't amazing. Fashion Files lost it. I think once they started putting more effort into it, and people probably started to micromanage it a bit more,
maybe
it lost its funniness.
I think it started to go downhill when the Ascension were regulars.
Yeah,
like really regulars. Anyway.
But it's the same thing, like Zack Ryder's Z-Tree Long Island story. Once more and more people got involved in it...
Well, that made a return for about 3 weeks and stopped.
But once more people got involved in it, because it became popular, I think it
went
downhill.
from being on his channel to WWE's channel.
Exactly.
And,
and it's the same with the Fashion Files. The first 5-6 episodes was just hilarious because it was like, I've just been given something to do off camera.
Probably had a lot of creative control over it as well. New Day come to the ring. I want a tracksuit. I would love a tracksuit. They look great.
I don't think you'd look as great in them as they do.
I don't think I would either, especially not Big E. Very odd. Like, okay, we'll say this about the New Day. They nail every promo they do. They never slip up, and if they do, they adapt to every situation.
They take the piss out of themselves
occasionally, they do. And occasionally, very, very, very rarely, they don't do a great one. I thought this was a bit of a slip up.
This started off very bad. It was
let's just say, just super quickly, I don't want to say the whole thing was bad. Just this first, it was almost like in 3 stages, this segment. The first segment, the first part of this stage was the New Day on their own in the ring with the spray.
Yeah, it was...
it's a bit weird, actually.
I think they were just looking at trying to get something over, see if it worked. If it didn't, they'll go back to it. If it did, keep doing it.
But they're trying to keep the finger on the pulse.
It's like the pancake thing.
I hate the pancakes. Bring back Booty-O's.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't like the pancakes.
Booty-O's was funny. It was different. They actually brought cereal out, but you can buy the cereal. You can eat the cereal.
There's a T-shirt in the box.
Pancakes.
No,
I don't get it.
They look,
why not bring ice cream bars? Or just something that people will have. Could
you imagine throwing ice cream bars out?
Yeah, just do some rip-off, like JN, not Punk or something like on the
JN Punk.
JN Punk,
not CM
just
Punk.
a rip-off.
That's bad.
Yeah, just to get CM Punk.
However, this went from being a not great promo to maybe the best promo of 2018.
Maybe
don't know. We don't know.
There's nothing. The
Usos come out and they absolutely just kill it. They nail every single thing.
They nail it all the time.
They're saying Jimmy and Jay are so in sync with each other. They are so well entwined. Okay, they've never been on a main show. They have been on pre-shows of WrestleMania, but for them, they basically described a pre-show as benched. And I fair play to them for going to that.
I think they're right. I think that's right. If you're not on the main show for Mania, even though it's sort of like the same, you're in the same arena,
everything's the same, but you're just not on the main show.
I think
so. They weren't. Yeah, they've been injured for 2 of them or 1 of them.
Yeah, pre-show. They mentioned 9 Manias, didn't they? I think it started from 27.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be 9. It was 27 to 33. So that's 7 Manias.
But whether they were benched, whether their match was pulled, last minute with Rose Scholars, was it Rose Scholars and the Punkadactyls? Was that them?
Possibly. Could be.
Was pulled last minute.
But like they mentioned about the face paint, bright colours and everything like that.
We were youth,
Yeah.
Just such a great promo from the Usos, which I mean, for us, they're the best tag team in the moment.
Yeah.
They
then they suddenly Big E suddenly switched. Like they said 5 years or something like.
Oh, I didn't. I actually know he had it in him.
I think they've all got it in them, but because they're so happy-go-lucky and taking the piss out of each other and trying to be funny, you forget that they can cut a serious promo. And this was super serious from from Big E. Usually Xavier Woods is the talker, the main talker.
Serious.
He's the most eloquent talker of the three of them.
He's a degree.
He's PhD.
PhD.
Yeah. But Big E come out and he was super serious. He was loud. He was to the point. He was like, "Don't say this," or
almost like, "How dare you?"
Like we're 4-time champs. We're the longest reigning tag team champs. We're one of the best tag teams ever.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it all just goes into the fact that we're gonna get Usos versus New Day, which was probably feud of 2017 with everything that they've done.
And they might still Fastlane.
And they might still fast.
They
might even put the best match of the year. You just don't know. I mean, it's obviously early days, but I think it'll be a match of the year contender.
They're gonna bring it.
Yeah,
they will bring it. As they're winding down this promo, Bludgeon Brothers come out. And it does add another layer and a different element to a normal New Day versus Usos kind of package. This is the real first time that, Eric Rowan did sort of look at the New Day one week, but then Luke Harper dragged him back in, went to the ring, they destroyed the enhancement talent in that tag match that week. This time, they weren't walking past anyone. They were going straight for the ring.
Yeah.
And I loved the fact they put the what do you want to call it? The hammers. The mallets. The Timmy mallets down. And then they kind of looked up and thought, there's 5 of them, and there's 2 of us. And they're getting the mallets. And
I love that. I thought it was just little thing. Yeah. A little thing. Like they knew they were going to probably get taken out by all 5 if they in that ring and they started any beef.
They all licked it.
But they got the mallets and they all walked out.
Despite the great promo between the two, that because of another promo that they cut, I think it was early this year or late last year, you do know that there is a massive amount of respect between the New Day and Usos in a kayfabe manner.
Yeah.
Regardless of their backstage friendship, of a kayfabe manner, there is a respect between the New Day and the Usos.
Yeah, definitely.
So that is why they didn't go for each other as they were leaving, because they were like, okay, we've got each other's back here for this bit. Which was interesting, really, to see that after that such a heartfelt promo from Big E and the Usos. Bludgeon Brothers literally just come out, everyone leaves, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was a bit surprising.
I thought they were going to have another enhancement talent tag match and go through them to, again, highlight how good they've been recently.
They could have had it. They might have just been cut from the show.
Yeah. Do you know what? Absolutely, possibly. Could have been in break. Absolutely. Earlier on in the night, I think we've sort of said that Shane did make a match for English versus Nakamura later in the show. During the point where English and Rusev come to the ring, as we said before, Randy and Bobby had a segment, but you could hear Rusev take chants really loudly. It made me giggle because the promo itself between them two, it was just like a standard thing. I want you. But how old did Randy look in that promo?
Oh, Randy will look very old. I don't know if it's because he's growing his hair out, but he almost looks like...
Camera angles weren't kind.
Yeah, he looks like a bit withdrawn in his skin, in his face. He looks skinnier.
He looks better with bald.
Yeah, he does. I think he always has done. He did mention that he hasn't won the US title, and that's the reason why he's going for it, which I think makes sense.
I would love Cena to go for the IC title.
I think it's obviously a step down.
Yeah, but Cena won the US
if
belt.
you haven't won the US title, well, you go for it, wouldn't you? Cena hasn't won the IC title, and I think at some point, him going for the IC title will be, against Miz. It'll be perfect,
Get that back again. That was great.
Maybe before Miz's 62 days are up, that he faces Cena one last time, and maybe Cena wins the IC title.
Just imagine like 2 days, 2 days before.
Yeah, it might be something stupid like that, But
here's a random.
Yeah, it was a short little thing.
Bit like me, really. Obviously Nakamura wins against English, but it was a really competitive match.
Yeah,
I was really surprised how competitive it was.
Started off with Aiden English singing in the ring, and they put the words up on the screen to sing along, but it was totally out of sync into what English was actually singing.
I actually wasn't paying attention. I was more interested in the absolutely over the top funny little Rusev head bouncing up to each video. I honestly didn't realise it was out of sync.
Completely out of sync.
But yeah, competitive match. Obviously Nakamura won, but really competitive match. Rusev got involved a bit.
Yeah,
I'd love to see a good match between them two down the line. Nakamura and Rusev, that'd be pretty
maybe
cool.
That's maybe who Shinsuke has at.
Maybe it's a little package, just a little package for the next few weeks. So Nakamura has something to do. Maybe he does face Rusev at Fastlane. It will be competitive. It will be good.
Like I said earlier, I would have preferred Cena, but against Rusev, but. Look, Rusev is probably the most over guy at the moment on any show.
I don't know if you've seen this. He has been the number one t-shirt seller.
Yeah.
With Rusev Day. And I hope English gets a cut of that, quite frankly, because without his voice, it doesn't happen. He is now third.
Yeah.
Do you know who the top two are?
No.
They're both Elias.
Oh, are they?
It's
nice. I thought Braun may have been first.
He's
just had a new T-shirt come out, so I can see that maybe why he's not
the
up top.
the first the 1-1 is the WWE one we walk with Elias. I think the number 2 one is the world.
Yeah.
The world Elias thing. Yeah, I want a T-shirt, but yeah, top 2 Elias. That's pretty cool.
Crazy.
No, it is when you think about it. We move on to our main event. John Cena versus AJ Styles. We've alluded to this earlier. Obviously, if Cena wins, he's in the Fastlane main event. He wins, great. But it's during the match I want to talk to you about, Kieran. A really good match.
Oh,
really good match.
Cena versus Styles, great match. Grass is green. I think it's pretty much as simple as that. I think I've retweeted that from someone.
Yeah,
it's pretty much true.
Tax, death.
Yeah,
just Cena versus AJ having a 5-star.
They just work well together.
They're so different.
Yeah,
they're so different. It did take 2 normal AAs and an AA through the table for Cena to win. Yeah. And I don't know how long it's going to take him for a man of his experience and his attention to detail. When will he learn that the AA with a roll through AA doesn't work? Yeah. It's failed for him twice in the last week.
The last AA was a reversed AA. He didn't flip him to his left, he flipped him to his right. Which is different.
The winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. You're right because.
But that was obviously because he got him from a submission hold and he picked him up
from the calf crusher.
Yeah, but he never. You can see that he's never really done it the other way before.
But I liked that.
Do anything you can to win, even if it means changing up your offense.
Doing your move backwards. Yeah. Effectively, is the opposite side. We got a little cut during the match to both Sammy and Kevin watching telly from the side. Funny. And we got a little cut to Dolph and we got a little cut to Corbin as well. Kind of reminding you what's going on, who's going to be in this match at Fastlane if Cena wins when he does. Or obviously Cena does win. And eventually when Cena does win, you think, there we go. Cena won. Thank you everyone for tuning into Smackdown Live. Wait a minute. Here comes...
I don't really like the Cena pin the WWE champion, but
I thought it was going to win by DQ.
In terms of storyline, I suppose it makes sense.
I kind of thought,
which is why I thought Cena Shinsuke would have been better, personally.
No. Yeah, because then you don't have to pin the WWE champion on free television.
Yeah.
Do you really? For what it's worth, because I wasn't sure the direction they were going to go in with Cena, I had a feeling that Kevin and Sam would come and go, look, we cannot have another person in this match.
Yeah.
Let's try and get Cena disqualified.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Perfectly realistic thing. Maybe one distracts the ref, the other one goes to superkick Cena, goes to superkick AJ, which gets Cena disqualified. They miss, they hit Cena, and then AJ win, and then Cena wins by DQ.
Yeah.
That's the dirty but clean way to not to have to pin AJ. But they pinned him clean in the ring.
Yeah.
So. But then eventually everybody comes out, big old brawl. Dolph sides with the baby faces, Corbin sides kind of with the heels, not really.
Yeah, so that means we'll get a 6-man tag next week.
But then Dolph super kicks Cena, and then Cena AA's Dolph. So Dolph didn't have a match on the show, but managed to get heavily involved in 2 brawls at the end.
He seems to be going more face,
mega face,
in this.
And his music's changed again. Originally it was "I'm here to show the world, I'm here to show the world," and then the little squeal, and now it's the squeal with his whole music. Yeah. So
there was a little tease after Shinsuke's match of Aiden English when John Cena come out.
There was
both pointed at the WrestleMania sign. Cena's was just above it. Shinsuke's was just to the side of it.
They both missed.
It wrong.
I'd love to see Cena Nakamura.
Yeah, they've already had a match on SmackDown. I would have liked to have seen him had a match in Fastlane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Cena's going to be involved in this match. I still think it'll be AJ versus Shinsuke. We sort of said, can we see Kevin and Sammy being involved in this match? I hope personally it's just AJ versus Shinsuke. Straight up wrestling match for the WWE title. Match of the night, WrestleMania, done.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a great way to finish.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very, very much for listening to this, what I'm going to call a bumper edition of Dirt Sheet Mania. I have, as always, have been the voice, Craig Anderson, alongside, thank you very much for this week for Kieran. Thank you, Kieran.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks for having me, even though you're at my place. So, thanks. Yeah.
You're welcome. Guys, this has been Dirt Sheet Mania. Thank you very much. Again, as always, this episode will be on SoundCloud. You can check out our back catalogue as well as our little videos that we do of predictions and reviews over on YouTube. And of course, please go follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.